a case where I kept who I was, you know what I mean, that integrity, not changing my sound and stuff like that. I'm not objective to learning. You know?
For work, for no blood clot body, one of them I call me legend and me no past 40. Granny say forget it when you're young and hearty. Priorities straight, me
Count up a milli the first time and never look back in a coming no reverse time. Poverty are the worst crime, and if you day a road and a walk you deserve time. Alright, so for me the lyrics, you know it's a one and only Masicka. Alright, so welcome back to another installment. And this episode is about Masicka, one of the dancehall giants right now. And we did have to do a video. They have to do a video because we recently signed a deal to Def Jam Records, and whole heap of people whole heap of people have speculated and say, oh, Masicka don't reach on a level where he doesn't need a label. Masicka don't reach on a level where he has already accomplished what he needs in dancehall. Alright, so Masicka recently did an interview about the record label. People asked him why he signed to the record label and why he didn't do one thing. Alright, so basically from the interview, Masicka expressed that he has already accomplished what he needs to accomplish in Jamaica, in dancehall itself, by doing hits after hits, releasing multiple albums, and he just needs something more, needs something different, it's something he need to step out of his comfort zone and try to, make some new collabs, make some different, probably not different type of music, because that's one thing he said in the interview, that he wanted to keep his type of sound. He don't want to be a case where he's changing up his dancehall flow. And we see how that can go with a couple of other artists like Shensia. She's one of those artists who drop off a farm wicked by changing up her sound. You get me? And Masicka is that artist where he like to keep his authenticness in dancehall and don't want to change up his flow. He probably can change the flow, but not his style. You get me? His style will still remain in the dancehall category, whether or not he's collabing with different genre of artists. Alright, so we have whole heap of things to talk about regarding Masicka. He's used success behind Generation of King, multiple hits on that album. Up to this day, people is constantly rotating the album by listening majority of the hits. And streaming wise, he accomplished a good amount of streaming, up to his expectation and up to people expectation. The album, we have a lot of, to me, still, as I always say to all of my friends, I think the album to me was a good success. And to be honest, to compare to 438 would have been, I'm not saying that 438 is not a good album, because both of the albums are good albums, Generation of Kings and 438. But to be honest, there's no comparison between them, because those two albums at the top in terms of albums, in terms of Jamaican, no, in terms of dancehall albums. Normally when an artist release an album, you can say, alright, one is better than two, two is better than one. But in this case, two of them is a good album, so there's no comparison based on my point of view. Alright, so we're going to talk about one and two of the songs in the album. Alright, so Black Sheep. Black Sheep was one of those songs where everybody gravitates. Everybody can basically say they have been in a situation where they are that one that stand out in the family, stand out in a crowd, that classify as the black sheep. Stars Are Us. Stars Are Us featuring Popcorn. You get me? I say Stars Are Us, stars are real, wounds will never heal. You see me? So this song, every getter you can gravitate to this song. It's an upliftment song. It's a song that say, yo, despite what people think of you, despite what you're going through, you're still a star. Stars are us. I will call it still a star. You have to believe in yourself first before anyone else can believe in you. You get me yourself? So that's what that song is really dedicated to, or highlighted around. Alright, so Reverse Time. So Reverse Time is something everybody can agree with. You made some bad and two decisions in your life, and only if you could reverse time and change that particular thing that you did and make it right. But end of the day, without mistake, there's no way we can learn as human beings. But if you constantly make a mistake, that means you not learn. You get me? I say, count up a mill the first time and never look back, and me can reverse time. You get me? I say. Alright, so the song now, Angel Don't Cry. Alright, so Angel Don't Cry is basically a song that is dedicated to black women. And That song, I like that song because that song remind me of Bob Marley song, Black Woman Don't Cry. You know, to me, it's like a modern day version of that song. No angel no cry. You get me? I say we love the black woman them. You get me? I say so. End of the day, no one no cry. Alright, so most wanted, most wanted. You get me? I say so the girl them love that song them. You get me? I say the girl them love that song them when they most wanted. You get me? Say any woman have this, so they don't know say yo when he's a keeper and have the most wanted. You get me? So fight for us. Alright, see there's that me tell you, the album is full of a lot of hits. It's for days, bro. And this album is not just an album of this generation. This album can be an album of the next generation. That's the longevity of this album. You know, and Masicka is a person that never seems to disappoint. You know, him have Tyrant on it, him have Carbon, Limelight, been there, done that. Just want to get my mind right. You get me? I say, Broken Home. You get me? So, a lot of songs on the album, bro. A lot of songs, dog. And we honestly can relate to countless of these songs. If you can't relate to one, you must can relate to the other one. You see me? And Masicka is an artist that never seems to disappoint, bro. You know, we love the body of work him been put in over the past years. And what we realize with this is music on a whole, if you have an artist and if you follow the artist from day one, you can see say there's only a way of going up. You know, there's a lot of dancehall artists and there's a lot of artists that don't keep that authenticness, don't keep that let's know, don't keep that fire going, you know. When some of these artists when a certain level of fire take them out, you know. And Masicka as an artist, film fire take them a blaze higher and higher. Alright, so we don't talk about the generation of Kings now because talk about some new collab. Alright, so he recently did a collab with Shensia Itanon. You know, majority of the people are saying that Shensia drop off farm and Masicka give her a strength by being on the song. I totally agree with that, you know. Shensia drop off a farm and that song It and Run. Brilliant song, me not lie. Shensia voice, Masicka lyrics, Masicka style, and the genius producing it. You get me? So that song that was a really good song. I really like it. I like the concept, It and Run. You know, cause whole time we as man we do that with a whole girl. We eat it and run after. You get me? I say so. The fact is, Shensia can say she's basically tell me say, oh, she do the same thing. You know, and the song was released 4 weeks ago and have 30 million views. So it is really good, and we get whole good feedback from it. All right, so we have a collab with Shaggy and Masicka coming soon. All right, so Shaggy being a great, Masicka being a great, so the song definitely gonna be a hit. Even if it's not a hit, it's definitely gonna be a song where we can listen to, vibes to at party, and probably be a longevity song, as I say. All right, so the new label again. So as I say, the label is somewhere dancehall artists don't really try to follow up. You know, we know that the rappers label as someone have to be a part of a rapper. You know, based on the record label deal or the record label offer, you always have rappers that are always into finding themselves adding to a label because of the exposure they get, the money that come with it, and also the fame that come with it. But we as dancehall artists, that's something that we never we normally gravitate to. The only way we gravitate to it is if we see an opportunity of expanding the music on a wider platform in terms of taking it out of the Caribbean or taking it out of some 1 and 2 Europe Europe and pushing it further than where we think it can go, and also to get some better collabs. So me think it was a really good move for Masicka to really try something new, you know, try to be a big part of or a global part of the music by adding to a label, and you know, him recently signed, so we're gonna see how far this can bring him and how far he can take it. All right, so one last thing we have to talk about, and then we're gonna call it today. So Vybz Kartel comparison. Alright, so this is something that always happen because once you're in a specific genres and you have multiple top artists in that genre, you constantly gonna get compare. You're gonna constantly have a comparison between two of them. And Vybz Kartel being a giant of dancehall music for 2 decades now, there's definitely have to be a comparison between him and Masicka. Is Masicka on his level? No, I don't think so. Is Masicka better than Vybz Kartel? I don't think so. You know, I always say this. There's no way, as Vybz Kartel said once before, he's not the first of nothing. He's not the first Bob Marley. He is the first Vybz Kartel. So there's no way no one can walk in his footstep. So I honestly think Masicka cannot walk in his footsteps, and Masicka don't want to walk in his footsteps. I think Masicka is trying to create his own footsteps, his own path to greatness. Because end of the day, if you call Masicka name, you don't have to call Vybz Kartel in terms of the level of performance, in terms of the level of music they're on right now, in terms of the level of streamings. I'm not saying that Masicka is better than Vybz Kartel. No, I'm just saying it's Masicka's time to really shine. Masicka time to overcome every obstacle. Masicka time now to be the man on top, because it's always it's always a competition. It's always a competition, because in the Premier League you can always have top three sides that you always have to look out for in the league. Same thing with dancehall music. You can always have the top contenders where you have to look out for whenever you see a body of work put out, whenever they're on top. You know? And I think Masicka is that person right now. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. It was about Masicka, great dancehall artist, a legend in the making. And hopefully we can get some more work from him soon, because he's on a label now. And say he might have some objectives he has to complete while being on that label. So we're gonna see what we're going. I'm out.